Welcome back, you guys. We are here for episode 30. Yay. Have my amazing co-host, Julian Caesar, right here. You guys all know him on ones and twos.
What up?
We have an amazing guest today, Faviola Garcia. She has AGM Solutions, so she's a credit repair queen. So welcome, Favi, to the podcast.
Thank
here
you.
on the Mainpod. So
oh
we're
my
excited
gosh.
to have you.
Thank you so much for having me here. Super excited to spill all the credit tea, and we're going to dive right into it.
Yes, we want to hear some stories about that too.
I do. I've got lots
do.
of credit questions. I think we all have credit questions.
I know. Let's fix that credit.
Yeah.
But I also want to mention, you guys, she is part of the Orange County NARP Association of Realtors. We both serve on the board. So we do have an upcoming event November 13th. Do you want to talk about that really quick before we dive into these stories?
Yes, of course. So you guys, we are having powerful speakers. Mario Arrizon, men from What's a Mortgage. Our last event was off the hook. We had people waiting outside. We already know if you're not in that room on the 13th, you're missing out on a lot of value. So we'll be there. Catch us and go ahead and DM us. We can go ahead and get you started with a membership.
Yes, we will be putting the link on our page after the podcast is over. So do not forget to sign up for that event. You guys do not want to miss out. So don't be boring and staying at home. Come and learn and get educated. So with that getting said, let's dive into credit repair.
Yes.
The juiciness, the scams, the scandals, all of that stuff about credit repair.
What'd you call yourself? The Grim Reaper? No. Of credit repair? Was that not the one?
It's credit repair queen.
No, queen. The collections one.
Collections.
When you previous.
Oh, the witch. The collection
witch. The collection
so
witch.
tell us about that. Tell us about yourself, your background. How did you get into credit repair?
Let's get going with that. So I've been in the industry for 10 years. Okay. I started off in banking. So I know underwriting. I know how to process all that applications for loans, mortgage, commercials, all that good stuff. After that, I actually did accounting for Good Samaritan Hospital.
Oh.
A lot of stuff shifted, and I ended up somehow into the collections department. Okay, horrible. But I was that evil witch calling every single client to pay their collections.
Pay up, mother.
Pretty much. And you know what? I did that for about a year and a half.
Okay.
It wasn't sitting well with me. Like, it was just so sad, like actually understanding the client, the patient firsthand, understanding their whole journey, and being in the hospital and
the hardships, everything.
Yeah. So I'm like, what am I doing? Like, the pay is shit. So it doesn't sit well with me, So after that, I'm like, screw y'all, I'm out. And I went back into banking. I did banking for a few more months, and then I'm like, you know what? I am ready to dive into the credit repair. Let's go ahead and once I started thinking about it, life happened. Life lifed.
What's life?
I actually had to file for bankruptcy.
Really?
So I was in a super tragic car accident. Horrible. So I was rear-ended. Long story short, I was getting sued by 4 people. Drivers. I was the only one that lost conscious. I was the only one that ended up at the hospital. I was drug tested. I was like, you name it, right? So I was like, what the heck? Like, what is happening?
You got rear-ended?
I got rear-ended. I lost conscious. Yeah, because I was the only one that lost conscious. So everyone was just pointing fingers. Like,
wow.
It was horrible, girl. So from there, after being released from the hospital, 24 hours later, thank God, nothing. It was literally a miracle. I walked out of there. Crazy. My credit went to shit. It just went downhill. It was bad. I lost my American Express relationship. My credit score was in the 800s. So this was like a firsthand experience for me. And this is why I do what I do, because I've been there. It's such a dark space. Like, so many very dark, thoughts came into my mind at that time. And it was just a lot, like, very ugly. So that's why I truly, what I do it with a passion. That's what just fueled me to be like, you know what? F this. Like, I am going to help every single person that's, that I come paths with, because it's human. It's part of life. Like, just like there's so much shit happening. Like, credit is life, and it's not the end of it. And this is why I learned everything, and coming from the background of collections. I know every tactic that's used to try to scare you and pay. If not, we're gonna sue you. If we're not, yes, like most of it, 90% of the time, it's just part of the tactic to receive the payment. So yeah, I mean, it's crazy. So that's how I got started.
Yeesh.
Crazy, I know. And now I'm more open about it now that I have the business. I mean, back then I understand I wouldn't even, like, my family didn't even know I had filed for bankruptcy. Like, I remember going like secretly, like, you know, just trying to hide it from the whole world because I'm like, this is so shameful. Like, you know, it sucks.
Yeah.
So now that I'm like, I'm back up, I'm like, you know what? I'm here to use my voice, and I'm here to remind you guys that it's not the end of the world. Like, thanks to FCRA law, regulations, and consumer law, you can get back and stronger, and now from experience, and it's not the end of the world. Like, there's solutions.
Share a little bit about that, because I know a lot of people see, oh my God, I'm gonna file BK, bankruptcy. They get scared, they don't know what to do, they shut down. Like, there is a solution. There is a light after the tunnel. It's just, you know, like you said, you're here to educate them, help them see that light and the next steps to get out. Have you ever experienced you as an agent? And I'm sure you have. They're like right at the cusp of getting pre-approved, but that credit's just not there. It's just hang on a little tighter. Let me, you know, give you some guidance with the repair, an agent to help them get that FICO up. But it's like they get dark, right?
I mean, it happens a lot. Like, there's a lot of people right on that cusp of being able to make it or make it happen. And then, but the hardest part is to guide them to somebody that will actually follow through with helping them get over that little hump. Because they just kind of hover there and they stay there, and it'll be 2 years. You're still following up with this person. Hey, bro, you ready?
100%.
And they're still not there. I was like, what's happening? Like,
so for those people that are like, oh, what's happening now? Is it the scam that the credit repair, you know, agents holding on to keep them to keep coming, or is it really like a patience? Like, have patience. It's make your payments. You got to show that good faith in order to get that credit score up.
So unfortunately, I see a lot of these scammers getting people's money. TikTok, like, I've had a lot of clients go, well, I paid $7,000. What? Like, that money could have been invested onto your down payment.
Put in my account, guys.
Like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, no. So there's definitely a lot of bad practice happening, and it's very important. You know, if it's not directly with me, anyone that you know that has good reviews, that, you know, if you don't hear from them in 2 weeks or 30 days after starting program, bye. Like, cut them out, request your money back, because right now, like, I mean, and this has been happening for years, but there's people out there just pretending to be credit specialists. They don't know crap about it.
So would you say, like, a good rule of thumb, and I don't know which way to go, is don't pay the money up front, do like a progress payment type of thing?
So
or
legally,
how does that work?
So legally, you're not supposed to pay the money up front. It's usually supposed to be breaking down until you see the results. Then that's when you continue making payments. And I mean, there's different ways. You can either get into a payment plan depending on the severity of the credit, or what do they need? Do they need additional products? Maybe not just credit repair. Maybe they need trade lines. Maybe they need, you know, there's just so much to a credit file. That's why it's so important to truly work with a professional. And who else but me? I've been in banking. You know, there's just so much that comes into a credit file. And usually when people ask, well, how much do you charge? Like, it's not a cookie cutter. It's very, very unique to every single
case by case.
So the analysis is the most important step of everything, because that's when we fully like dissect the credit file. It's like, okay, this is what's gonna happen, this is what we're gonna do. So yeah, just do your homework before you approach anyone. I'm here.
Yes, you are.
But yeah, be careful with scammers out there, and make sure you sign a contract. And when you read the contract, make sure that you do require, you do get your money back after certain months. We offer 90-day money back guaranteed. So that ensures that you will see results in as little as 2 weeks or 30 days.
Oh, wow.
Guaranteed. Excuse me, guaranteed. So it's very important you guys approach that and are aware of that before you sign anything or before you get started on anything.
Jeez.
Yes.
That's very important to definitely know.
Yeah.
I like the money back guarantee because, like, to your point, like, a lot of because they're subscription based, right? To me, it's like the psychiatrist, right? Like they keep you crazy, so you keep coming back as if they
I never thought about
if they
that.
Yeah. So yeah.
if they fix you, they're out of a job.
Yeah,
so.
like I don't want to name big credit repair companies, but based on my experience, like we've dealt with clients that have been with their subscriptions like 2 years plus, and I'm like,
wow.
Like my goal is to fix your credit
and move on,
like today, because obviously all parties are happy. You're happy. You're gonna refer people my way, but with what happens with those big, subscriptions or credit repair companies, like you said, let's say they have 50 accounts that are in derogatory state. Out of those 50, only one is targeted every single month. So we're talking about 50 months perhaps. And if they're charging you $100 a month, now those 100 turn into how much at the end of the plan? Additionally, inquiry. So we're like the way we do it, we work in every single account from day one. Like I said, our urgency is number one priority, and we want to resolve your credit as soon as possible.
Yeah. What is for most people, what's the number one thing that you see that brings their credit down, and what's the number one thing?
So I would say high debt on low revolving credit accounts. So what people don't know as a consumer, let's say once you start building your credit, let's say your first credit card, was approved. You didn't have much credit. You were approved for maybe 500. If after 6 months you don't continue requesting an increase, guess what? Your only limit is going to be 500.
Oh, okay.
So then what happens when you spend the bucks and you don't make the payment when you're supposed to? So never make the payment on the payment date. That's number one golden rule. Always make it on your statement date, okay? Because it stops it from transferring to the next reporting period. So like I tell people, using credit is not bad. You just have to learn when. You have to understand the timeframes. You have to understand the timelines. As much as I know, you can max out your credit cards, but make sure you're responsibly able to pay them back by the statement date. But yeah, to answer your question, that's the number one thing I see. Like I've had clients that have been building their credit for years, and their limits are like $2,000. And I'm like, why are you have 5 credit cards and they're adding up in limits to 2,000? How? So the first strategy that we do, if you guys are listening, this is very important.
Pay attention.
Literally go online and ask for credit line increases. You can do that every 3 to 6 months. Some of the original creditors don't run your credit. Some of them do. So just make sure you ask that beforehand. You can call. So let's say once we do that first initial consult, I advise a client to do that. Now, if they get approved for a limit increase, it can potentially go from a $2,000 to possibly a $10,000. So now let's say their balance is $1,999. Well, guess what? It doesn't look too bad because now it's exceeded to a $10,000. Mm-hmm. So the usage drops immediately. So that's the hack. It's just understanding how credit works, and that's the beauty of it. And that's what we do. Sometimes it's not even credit repair. Like it's not credit. It's not fixing your credit. It's just educating you on what to do, educating on the different scenarios that you can do, and managing your credit. That's where it's at, education.
So like right now, I'm trying to build my business credit. So, we're opened up so I've got 2 businesses, and one of them's pretty new, and I applied for a credit card right away, got approved, got the credit card. What's the best way on business? Is it the same kind of every?
So those are very tricky, because if you're as a personal guarantor, the business balances will reflect on your personal credit. So I also help my clients with business credit, but we actually separate both identities, where it's your personal credit and then we establish the business credit. So making sure you have your DUNS, making sure you have your EIN, making sure you have established credit through the business. And that's by building the entity of the business, just to make sure we divide them, because if not, you're going to be a hot mess. Because I don't know how much your credit card was approved for, but let's say, I don't know, $50,000. If you don't separate both entities, then what's going to happen? Let's say your balances are $30,000, it's going to show on your personal credit. So that's number one rule too. And we also offer business analysis, where we can, what are you missing? Do you have your EIN? Do you have your DUNS number? What are your monthly deposits and revenue? Because if you do have a high balance, deposits on your business, you can start applying for its own credit and establishing. We have also net 30 accounts, net 60s, net 75s. I mean, it's a whole different ballgame. And it's very important as a business owner to understand that, because if you don't separate both, then you're just going to be stuck with a bunch of debt onto your credit, and you're just not going to know what to do.
Yeah.
Don't do it, because then Uncle Sam's going to come and look at your account, you guys.
Yes.
They do not mess around.
They don't care. They don't care. So yeah, just be careful with that.
Isn't that crazy? The importance of education when it comes to how to understand credit. Like, they don't teach that anywhere.
Yeah.
No.
They don't. You would think like it's something that, you know, the US would teach, but they don't.
And you know what? You'll be surprised. Like, a lot of my business clients, I mean, they're successful business owners. Like, they've been handling their business for 10, 15, 20 years, and they still don't know what they don't know, right? And when they come to me, I'm like, okay, you have a successful business. It's amazing, but you know what you're leaving on the table? Like, if you were to able to structure your business right, making sure your NAICS code is accurate with your bank account. People don't even know what a NAICS code. Do you guys know what a NAICS code?
I was just going to ask that.
What is that?
There you go. See, so it's literally the entitlement of the business. It's a NAICS code, and it's very important, because I'm going to tell you guys why. So for example, real quick, if you have your business and it's a wholesale business, but if you don't identify it with the right NAICS code, and you potentially put like a one store business instead of a wholesale, guess what? When you apply for credit, it's not going to make sense for if you're applying for, I don't know, a 100K line of credit when your business is identified as a potential 25K business, because it's just a NAICS code. So when they run the business to give you credit, you're gonna get declined. Your numbers might be good. Yeah. Your numbers are gonna look beautiful. But your NAICS code, and that's just one part. Exactly.
It doesn't match the business.
Is that the same?
So many NAICS codes.
Is that the same thing? Like, I was listening to like a thing online. Because I've been researching this a little bit, kind of in the beginning part of it, but also like the way what you is the NAICS code like what you categorize your business as?
Exactly.
So like certain businesses are much more risk tolerance, so you're going to get a lower credit limit, versus if you have a very safe type of business, then you'll get a much higher
credit repair.
Yeah.
I'm not going to show up to a bank and be like, okay, I do credit repair. They're going to be like, girl, bye. Like, go get the money elsewhere. So it's very important.
Sorry, on a credit, I'm all cutting off. I'm all excited.
No, you're good. Yeah.
I'm gonna get credit cards. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. Be responsible.
Spend it all.
A max amount. My question regarding that is it dumb to get a bunch of other credit lines attached to your business, or is it smart just to invest into one or two specific lines of credit?
So it just depends on what the business is. Okay. I mean, I have at least 20 credit cards. Obviously, if you start building your credit, don't close the ones that you've already started building the credit,
because you want to show the history.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, honestly, as far as you can have in as little as 2 solid credit cards, as long as you manage them correctly, great. I mean, if the credit history is aging 10, 15, 20 years, oh my gosh, amazing. You don't need any more. Obviously, you have to continue using them just so they're not closed. But it just depends on your business. Like, do you want to have like a specific credit card for, I don't know, equipment, another credit card for, I don't know, payroll or whatever, there's different, not just necessarily credit cards. I actually love lines of credit.
It's just how you categorize them and use them.
I prefer lines of credit, to be honest. Okay. Credit cards, I only have 3. My lines of credit's where the money's at, because it's liquid. So you can have up to 100, 200, 250, as much as I know.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's amazing. It's just learning how to manage it.
Well, like the thing that I'm learning about business credit is that it's way cheaper than personal credit.
100%.
So, and you can leverage it so many different ways.
The APR is way
like I've got friends that will buy, investment properties, and maybe part of the entry, they'll use credit to get into that, but the return is going to pay the credit plus the interest. Like, it's going to overcome that. Mm-hmm. So why take the money out of your cash flow? You just use the business credit and let them pay it back. But it doesn't make sense if you use your own credit, because the interest is way too high.
Exactly.
Because your payments every month are way huge. But on business credit, it's very minimal compared to what you're spending. So for example,
the business line of credit, credit cards are always going to be maybe double as far as the line of credit. The line of credit can be in as little as 6%. where you're looking at a credit card, when you get a really good APR, it's potentially an 18%, 15%. Now it's almost triple. So, and it's liquid. So as you only get charged on whatever you pull out. And then you continue making usually it's weekly payments. So you have to make sure, obviously, you can pay it back. Be responsible. But yeah, I mean, there's just so much with credit, and I'm obsessed with it. And it's just so important that everyone understands, because let's use the bank's money. Let's use other people's money.
Well,
let's leverage. Let's scale.
That's what you know.
Like that's where it's at. That's where the golden, treasure it's at. And yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what they say. Buy property with other people's money, invest with other people's money. It's smart. It's a smart thing to do. Yeah. And that's why.
And the possibilities are there. You know, they're there. Why not use them?
Yeah, I mean, the benefit of that, though, is that you can scale so much faster when you don't, because you don't have to wait for your money to accumulate. So when you're able to accelerate that, other people's money, your own credit money, like all that kind of stuff. But when you can get bigger chunks faster.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of my clients, when we get started, we obviously target the personal credit. Once we hit the 700, it's like, all right, let's get the ball rolling. Let's focus on your business credit. So that I like to be with them from the beginning, credit analysis, to the end. Like, what are your goals? Do you want to become a homeowner? Do you want to expand your business? Do you want to establish your business? Do you want to buy a car? That's the initial conversation that your credit specialist should be having with you, because that's how you know they care. If they're just like, all right, it's $3,000, don't give them your money. Don't give them your business, because they're just there for the money. And it's more than that. It's building the relationship. It's like when you build a relationship with your bank, you build a relationship with your realtor. It's not a one-time transaction. Like, you're there for the long game, long run. So obviously it's very important to take these things very serious. Credit is the initial everything for the next step, the next big purchase, the next big everything. So take this very serious. And another thing, please don't wait to fix your credit until you need your credit. Like, please, let me vent.
Yeah, like the rapid read scores and stuff like that is what we.
I think that's huge in our business, right? Business, like when people are shopping for homes, they wait till they're ready to shop, and then they look at their credit or talk to the lender at that moment, and they find out.
And then I'm here stressed out. You guys can't see my white hairs. Like, if you zoom in, you're gonna see them.
Do you get that a lot too? Like, hey, do not go buy a washer and dryer while you're in escrow. Do not go buy a car. Do not go buy. Do not take another credit card out. And like all these things, it's real life that happens.
Like, I've had clients where their initial purpose coming to me is like, I want to become a homeowner. I fix their credit. They ghost me. Like, obviously we're done. I'm like, hey, like, let's get you to pre-qualify. Ghosted. One time, this particular client ghosted me, and then I see him rolling up with his Lambo, and I'm
no way.
Okay, where's the house? So that's like it's exciting. Like, especially if you've been out of the loop on your credit, and you've been kind of like not being able to accomplish much, and then you get that nice credit, you're like, all right, like, I'm taking over the world, right? So it's very important just to, once again, ask your specialist to keep you on track. And I'm gonna tell you stuff that you don't want to hear, but it is what it is. Like, I am truly committed, and we have a purpose, so let's get to it.
But isn't that crazy how, going back to, like, you saw your client all of a sudden roll up in a Lambo? Like, people take out credit cards, get themselves in debt for flash, for clout. Like, for what reason is that? Like, you're just digging yourself in a hole constantly just to have the hype, the name, and you don't even own a house, but you got a Lambo.
Yes, girl.
It's insane to me, but it's life. It's
what
life. You see.
And then, you know what? People that fix their credit, and then a few months later they come back because they need help again.
Damn. How many times have you seen that over and over?
I've seen it quite a few times.
Yeah.
And I mean, what do I do? Like, okay, well, what happened? Well, I lost track. And so, there is education behind that, but there's also a lot of responsibility. So I also let them know, like, hey, we're fixing your credit, but I mean, if you just close that account, or just because for the sake of fixing your credit, you can still get sued.
Right.
Like, the possibility is still there, my boy. Like, you can still get sued.
So even if they offer you like a settlement, is it dumb to pay back collections? Like, or is it? Like,
it's dumb.
Talk to us about it.
It's dumb. So obviously, it's depends on the timeline that the collection was sent to collection. So the timeline that the original creditor sold it to a collector.
Okay.
If it's been a month, 2 months, 3 months, you can still get sued.
How quickly do they sell those line of credits?
If they follow the protocol, it should be after 90 days. A lot of these times, an account will remain closed and it will continue adding any new late payments, and it's just horrible because then at this point you've probably accumulated, I don't know, 24 new late payments.
Yeah.
And so that makes the account disputable because legally after 90 days they're supposed to be changing the status to a collector.
Yeah.
But then again, as a consumer, if the third party collector buys that account
then
from
they
the original, then
you.
it's also disputable.
Is it considered back like another
What do you
open
mean?
account?
What do you mean it's
it,
disputable?
So it's disputable, meaning it does fall under the FCRA law regulations because there was no initial contract that you signed with the third party collector.
So it's
as
still
simple
open.
as that. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's not closed from the originator. It gets sold.
Yeah, and sometimes I'll see multiple accounts with the original creditor and then now with the third party collector, the same account.
How does that
so
work?
now
Like a double?
They can do that.
Really?
And it just that's why it falls under FCRA regulations, and we can dispute it and get it cleaned up for you.
Damn. Do you see that a lot with like, I mean, I don't know. I'm using like vehicles. That's the only thing I can really think of, like for prime example, where like bigger collections as far as aside from medical, obviously. But do you see that a lot? Because I know people, or I've known, where they can't afford a car payment, so they, call to get it repossessed, but they still come after you for that.
Yes. Yeah.
So
and then
you're still obligated to make the payment. Yeah. Sign the contract. I understand that.
Yeah. And then what happens with the repos is they eventually, so repo is basically a collection. It's just a repo status. There's different statuses on a report.
Yeah.
There's charge-offs, late payments on open accounts, repos, medical bills, student loans right now. Oh my gosh. Insane. So unfortunate. There's just so many statuses, but with the repo, it will and the repo as well as any other account will remain on your credit for 7 years.
7 years.
7 years.
Wow, guys.
Like a lot of people are like, well, you know what? Whatever. I'll wait 7 years. I'm like, that's a long time. Like, I understand that, but we can get this cleaned up for you, without filing the BK. Yes. Now that, so that's our mission, like to educate. BK should be because a lot of people are like, well, it immediately gets, and I filed for BK. Okay. It still has to get discharged. So not because you file for BK means that that's it. You're debt free. No. Sometimes if they put you in a chapter 13, there's a payment plan that you have to repay back every single penny. So a BK is not always your way out.
Because I hear that. Do you hear that? People say, you know what? Screw it. I'm in so much debt. Let me just file BK.
Yeah, but not until your court hearing. So you can submit all the process, all the paperwork. And I'm not a lawyer, but from my personal experience, once you file for a BK, it's still a process. You have to wait 2 to 3 months. Then until your court date, the judge will let you know if your BK was discharged or not. If it wasn't discharged, guess what? They'll put you in a payment plan. So now you're screwed with bad credit because you have a BK and you still have to pay your debt back.
And interest accumulates.
Yeah. So like with homeowners, right? Like if they're in arrears and they haven't been paying, and then they file bankruptcy, after, when they go to court, the judge and whoever, the lawyers, they'll work out a payment restructuring plan. So they're still going to have to pay the arrears, plus they have to pay the original, whatever the loan amount was.
Yeah.
So the tough part is, in the conversation is often like, okay, you can filing a BK will postpone it and get you some more time, but you had a payment that you struggled with and didn't make, and now you're going to have that still,
right?
Plus
the BK,
the BK and the restructuring. So and then like she said, it's going to be 7 on your record, 7 years.
Yeah.
You're going to
depending on the bankruptcy, chapter 7 years, chapter 13 years, up to 10 to 13 years.
Wow.
Like, I'm sorry, like life's too short. Like, let's get your credit right, get your goals, accomplish your goals. Like, why wait? And I think that's where we come in, like educating, letting people know that there is a possibility, there is a chance, and we can get you back on track firsthand.
As somebody that has been in debt before, sometimes when I was younger, you start to get higher credit card amounts, and then you start to get, and you maybe miss a couple payments, and then you get calls from people that want to restructure your debt, consolidate it.
Oh no.
So
run.
yeah, so talk about that.
Heck no. Run, Forrest Gump.
Depression.
Yeah, no, that's a great question actually, because we get a lot of our clients that are either terminating or ending or starting a debt consolidation. It's the worst. Let me explain why. When you get started with the debt consolidation, you're basically paying down your debt, so they settle.
Right.
So let's say your accounts one of the accounts is 10K. They settle perhaps for 7K, but they're going to charge you the 10K. So they're making that profit out of that. So they settle, but they charge you the full amount.
The debt collector.
Yeah.
That's where they make their money.
Yes.
Yeah. But not just that. They will not start paying that account until you finish paying them.
Really?
So in the meantime, you're accumulating all these late payments.
So here the consumer's thinking they settled and closed and paid off the account, but on the rear it's just collecting the
all
interest.
These late payments. Yeah.
Wow. I did not know that.
These late payments. And this is very common. And typically what a credit file looks like, just so you guys know, it can go from having maybe, I don't know, 25K, let's say, keeping it appropriate, 25K, let's say, and they go through a debt consolidation program. At the end, they paid potentially maybe 30 at the end with all the interest that you pay the debt consolidation program or person, whatever. And you have maybe 70 to 80, 100 late payments. It's horrible.
Wow.
Because the struggle in credit, it's actually one of the hardest accounts to reverse are late payments. Those are the toughest. And, when you've accumulated 20, 50 late payments on an open account, in a very transparent conversation, I told the client, this is going to take maybe 2 years. We'll still target them. And that's what sets us apart. It's the transparency. I'm not going to promise you rainbows and butterflies and cupcakes. And you're going to hear it because it's very important. And, and this is what makes us reliable, because it is what it is. Yeah. Right. So it's very important. If you guys are trying to navigate a debt consolidation, please explore other options, because honestly, it's your credit is going to result in a way worst scenario than way it started. So just
don't settle, basically. Go for
don't. And you can always settle individually, okay. And it's better. The only downfall is that most of the time the original creditors demand the payment up front. So if you're not money ready, that's kind of the downfall. It's very rare when they actually offer payment plans, but it's best to settle directly with them than to go through a third party collector.
If you settle with the debt collector, the original debtor, the original creditor,
yeah.
Is there something specific you have to do to get it removed from off of your credit report?
Yeah. So, if the account is in positive standing, I wouldn't even want to remove it. The only disadvantage is that account is going to close. So let's say it's an open account. The debt is pretty high. You don't have any late payments, which is amazing. You settle maybe 70%, 60% if you want to be very aggressive about the settlement. It's amazing. There's no negative effect. The only thing, though, that if you've had that account open for 10 years and then you settle, it's going to close. Oh. So now your aged history went from 10 years to your newest credit card, your next newest credit card that was probably established 3 years ago. So your score is going to take a big hit. Yeah. It's going to drop.
What if it's a closed account that you didn't pay and it's waiting? They've been trying to collect forever.
This would fall under credit repair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because even if you pay it, the status is not going to change. You can potentially request for them to offer a pay to delete, but when the account status is closed, there's no benefit behind it. No benefit, because what's going to happen is going to go from a closed account with the balance to now a closed account that's been paid off. It's still closed. It's not going to benefit you in any way possible. So that's where the negotiation comes in. Sure, I'll pay you or hire us, or you can just ask for a pay to delete and have them reverse the status of the accounts. I hardly ever see them do it, if I'm quite honest, but there is a possibility for that. Yeah, because the status is already changed. So who's getting the money? Where is it reporting to? If it's not reporting to your credit, where's the money going? It's not benefiting you in any way.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
There's so much.
I know.
I'm
overwhelmed with my mind. Like, okay, what the possibilities of how you can do it, how you can open, you know? So for my advice for all your single people, get someone with a good FICO score.
Yes.
Well, you did have a question about that.
Oh yeah, I did have a question. So we wanted to know, should we not us, because we're not single, but should you wing out those people when you're going on those blind Tinder dates for all you out there in the apps and stuff? Do a background check. Know who you're going out with, but check that big count. Do a social security run. Make sure their FICO's running good. I mean, like, come on now.
Yeah.
Is that
screw the love. Yeah, screw the love. Check the credit.
We need houses. We need credit cards.
I'm sorry. I mean, life happens, but I mean, if at this point you don't have your credit together, there's some issues. Like, especially in a relationship, because if there's a possibility of getting married, then now we have combined credits, and now
about that.
They can come after you, and you'll be here, making a nice meal, and you're getting the call from the collector because your husband isn't paying.
Yeah. So tell them how important it is for those that are married
before they get married.
Or establish a good credit before you get married.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Together. I feel like that's important. But also, you never know when one spouse could be struggling and is embarrassed to say, and they're going through debt, and maybe they take out a credit card, and it's a ripple effect on both credit.
Exactly.
Correct?
Yeah. 100%. And I see it all the time.
It's more common than not.
I see it all the time. Like, I have like either the wife or the husband, like, calling, hey, my husband doesn't know. I kind of stacked up. Yeah. Like, can you please just, disclose
How do you handle those? Like, how does that?
I mean, I have the initial contact with the client,
right.
But obviously the most important step is, like, if you already find yourself in that situation, fix it. Like, fix it. Just fix it. Be transparent. Like, I mean, if you guys are married, you guys are not having that conversation. I mean, this is not marriage counseling, but
communicate, guys.
We help credit and we save marriages. I can tell you that. Like, it's just, once again, just coming from a very generous perspective and approach, and like, hey, it's all right, like this, because it can definitely hurt your significant other in the long run. And yeah, that's when separations happen. And don't let that, the close dialogue between you and your significant other just turn it into something that shouldn't be there. But yeah, there's a lot of strategies when you're married and you want to make the most out of it. Like, my husband and I, we don't share authorized accounts. He has his own accounts. I have my own accounts. Why? We can double boost on points, rewards. We're always getting free travel. We're getting cash rewards. He has his credit established. He once suffered with bad credit as well. It's all right, But strategizing on the different benefits that each card has, like, I just got my Philadelphia leadership for free.
Wow.
Points.
Okay.
Like, so, travel, business class. That's where it's at.
What are the best cards right now to get?
Obviously, American Express. I love American Airlines. There's Delta, depending if you travel a lot. So you need, like, depending on the different hotels. There's like the Hyatt. Hyatt. They have an amazing. I actually just got approved for the business.
Oh, okay.
Under Hyatt, yeah, because we stayed there, so they offered it. I'm like, sure, why not? Like, let me take the benefits. So just on your lifestyle, like, what's your lifestyle look like? If you travel more, there's different. If you first start, like, if you open an account, you get like bonus points. When I first opened my Capital One Venture card, that's actually one of the first cards that helped me rebuild from after the bankruptcy. Capital One is amazing.
Those are prepaid ones, right?
No. So but their system is you'll get pre-qualified even if you get started with a super low approval balance. They are easy to pre-qualify, so I highly encourage that. And I do have a code that I can share with you guys. You can get started with some bonuses. But yeah, it just depends on your lifestyle. How about they call you for that code? Because we're not going to get that code out. Yeah. Call me. And, these are bonuses that you can get started. Yeah. Why not? Awesome. Like, freebies, you're already spending the money. You might as well just maximize.
And the return on the rewards is great.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, it just depends on your lifestyle. But I love American Airlines. I love I don't have Delta. Delta has an amazing lounge at the airport. So they're
really?
freaking amazing. Yeah. And I mean, you get
American Airlines is too.
Yeah.
The American Express Lounge is good.
American. Yeah. They have showers. They have, you can nap.
Yeah. You have little cubbies. They're like beds.
Yeah.
Individuals.
They're amazing. So, yeah, like that's the advantage and the plus of having good credit. You live off these amazing perks, and why not? Like, you're already doing it. Like I said, just learn how to do it.
Do it right.
Yeah, do it right. For sure.
Well, now we know which credit cards to apply for: your American Express, your Capital One Advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And they triple like the points. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. So I think if you get started, they give you 20,000 points, which is equivalent to one free flight. I just posted it yesterday on my page.
I heard Southwest is another good one.
Southwest is really good.
I don't
personally have.
Because I have Southwest, and it's pretty good on points back. Yeah. For like, especially those small little domestic flights.
Yeah,
and then flying to Greece.
Flying to Greece. No, flying to Greece was on the American Express. That was both there and back. That was amazing. I loved it. Get picked up in your personal cart. Let's go. You know?
And then they have, most of these have like free checked-in luggage, global entry, TSA pre-check-in. I mean, these are amazing. You know, for someone that travels, like these are amazing perks.
I know. My boyfriend was making fun of me because I was like, get global. I just, and he's oh, you're a traveler.
I got approved for mine.
You're a traveler. You got global, you got TSA, you got check or clear or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, dude, like get on it.
Yeah, it saves you so much time. And
it does.
And once again, it all starts with that good credit.
Does.
Well, the global entry, you don't need good credit.
No, you don't need it.
But don't
you perks, but
so kind of conspiracy theorists or, government stuff. Like when you do the global, aren't you like giving up like certain rights and things to get that status?
I probably am, but who cares? I want.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I don't know.
Give me back to the U.S. and I'm fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, you are, because you do go for that whole interview and you do kind of like sign away. Yeah, there is.
Sign away some stuff.
Sign away some stuff. So just like anything, man, when you go skydiving, guys, you sign away your life that your family cannot come after and sue if you die. So
yeah,
I mean, you sign away anywhere, literally, but yeah, any of those government contracts, you're signing something away. You're giving away personal information.
Yeah,
So
now they've made it like they just scan your features, but
it's quick. I'm not gonna lie, but it's quick coming in and out of like countries. It's that line is quick.
Yeah,
especially with the clear too. So it's worth. It's only like, I think it's only like 200,
120.
Yeah, it's like,
and children are free.
Yeah, it's so worth it.
I just
do it. Like if you plan on traveling now that we know we can get all these rewards, you can travel for free on credit cards, you guys.
Yeah.
That's already
travel for free on credit cards.
Elevating your lifestyle. Like it's just amazing.
Get those points.
Get those points, get those free flights, get those perks, get that free luggage, free seats, business class. I mean,
everything. Put it on the LLC. Don't put it on your personal stuff.
Yes, like there is just so much, like so many perks. I love it. I love credit. Credit has changed my life.
That's where the credit.
Yes, I love credit. It's changed my life in so many ways, and I see that on, and I see that in clients, their initial like fear, consultation, just kind of like, and then just seeing them reach to their finish line, become homeowners, and it fulfills me.
So like I see this a lot. It's just consumers these days, right? The way that the world works. I mean, nobody wants to get sold to. Nobody wants to get pressured. So, when we're doing marketing and things like that, or somebody fills out to get something from a realtor, and then they never answer the phone, right? Because they don't want to have that conversation. They don't want to say no. They don't want to say all those things. Mm-hmm. That's why it takes 17 times or whatever it is to actually get a sale, because you just have to keep going until they're actually ready, because they can't answer the phone call and tell you, no, I'm not ready right now, but you know what? I might be, and I might be open to the conversation in 6 months. It's getting rarer and rarer. So for somebody that is wanting to have a credit consultation, what can they expect coming into that?
Yeah. So first of all, transparency. It's the first step towards your next step in life, you can say, right? It's the initial for everything, the initial starting point, right? So it's transparency, understanding what their goals are, and letting them know what it's gonna take to get there, right? Like a lot of my clients come and they're like, okay, I want to fix my credit, But then not only do they have bad credit, but their debt is like out the roof. And I'm like, okay, do you understand that getting into a mortgage, you're gonna have this payment that you're gonna have to tackle? So yeah, you might want that, but the reality of things is you can't afford it right now. Like I can make it happen for you, but are you gonna be able to afford it? And that's the initial conversation that I have. And clients appreciate that because, you know, sometimes growing up, you know, in our communities, in our Latino, you know, we don't have that guidance, you know, and everyone, I feel like it's we don't have that guidance. So truly understanding, like, you want this, but how are you going to get there?
Right.
It's not just saying, well, I'm gonna do it. You know, that's the most important part, actually, having the will to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to take some work. It's going to take some work. So obviously just understanding what accounts in your credit, we can go ahead and dispute, remove, what accounts need to be worked on, what accounts we can ask for credit increases to lower your debt, maybe accounts that we can settle. So it's like a whole strategy. Like, you walk out of there with not just credit repair, but it's a whole game plan strategy. Like, okay, realistically, it might take you maybe 6 months, but we're going to get you there.
For the initial consultation, is there a charge?
Nope.
Free
Complimentary.
consultation. Nice.
Free consultation. Yeah. We were charging at some point, but that's it. Free consults. We're open Monday through Saturday. Saturdays, obviously appointment only. Everything is appointment only. We do offer walk-ins as well, but it's free. It's complimentary, and we don't charge for any of it. And it's been a great success. People love freebies, right?
Yeah.
So they love, like you said, not coming from a sales point, but more from, we're here to help you. We're here to guide you. We're here to educate you. And that has been an amazing turnout for us. You know, and yeah, so it's a whole game plan strategy from day one.
Yeah.
And, you know, even if their credit is not resolved, they walk out of there more like, okay, I know what I have to do.
They're
You
educated.
know? Yeah, I know what I have to do, and you know, we get working on it.
Yeah. And I think too, like, even guys, like, if you don't have credit to repair, but like even on the business side, because there's strategy and there's things that you need to know, and it takes time to go out and find these answers. And are the answers that you're finding, are they real answers? Are they just what, you know, the internet is telling you,
or what TikTok,
or what you found, yeah. And so like, I've been really contemplating hiring somebody like yourself just to help accelerate the business growth side of your credit, because that is an actual strategy. Like, and it takes work to do it, and you have to be on top of it, and you have to have a plan. Otherwise, it won't happen. It'll, because you're just busy running your business. You're busy doing the things that you have to do every day.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Do you get a lot of that?
A lot. Like, we get a lot of successful business owners. Like, they're successful, but like you mentioned, they're busy. They're busy out in the field. They're busy just managing, growing their business, scaling their business, family, you know, their mothers. Like, it's just everything. They're busy. That's why it's very important to have someone that you know will go ahead and help you. And what we do is we can either help you and do it ourselves, or we can offer you the plan of action and you take matter of it, you know, with your own hands. So it just depends on the situation. But I see a lot of them. We have lawyers, we have doctors, we have nurses. They're successful people, amazing people. Doesn't mean they're a bad person because they have bad credit. It's just the lifestyle, you know. And yeah, we have a lot of
and
those.
life happens.
And life happens.
Like for you.
That's why I'm like, you guys, like, one day we're up here, another day we're down here, and no one's getting away from it. No one. Like, life happens, and I feel like that has definitely humbled me.
Yeah.
And even though I was, like, before this incident, I was that chick, like, with 1,000 pairs of glasses, you know, 20 watches, and sometimes I even forget my watch, like, all these heels, 20 purses, and it's like, for what? You know, like, after that, I just let everything go. I started from zero, and that's a mindset that has helped me, like, so much. Like, sometimes we just put so much value in stuff that doesn't even matter. Like, when I deal with the client and they're like, well, I don't have money. I'm like, okay, no worries. We offer financing. Yeah, I can't. And then I just, you know, see them on social media, whatever, and they're like traveling. And I'm like, okay, that's amazing. But, you know, if first things first, you know, or like, don't have 30 pairs of sneakers or consider yourself a sneakerhead when your credit is being stepped all over.
Yeah.
Literally.
Like,
Well, it's like a Lambo, like you said. You got a Lambo.
Yeah,
So
that's my that's where I come in, and that's the type of conversations I have.
Yeah, we're such a consumer-based society now, and it's crazy. I mean, but also to your point, like when I was younger, and you're growing up, and you're seeing your parents have stuff like now. So when I bought my first house, I bought it 50 miles away from where everybody was at. Why? Because I could afford it. It was a sacrifice that I was willing to do. But in society, like now, like young people are like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do to buy a house. I can't buy a house. Well, you can. You just don't want to sacrifice to go do the things that you had to do to get started.
there you go.
But also at the same time, your parents have these toys. You want the toys. Your friends have these toys. You want the toys. They're keeping up with the Joneses types of things. And then before you know it, you're strapped with all these payments, and it affects your lifestyle, and you can't save, and you can't pivot. Like, for a long time I was in a job that I hated. And so it makes you very depressed. You hate doing what you're doing, and you can't get out of it because you've put yourself in these positions because you wanted to have all these things right now. You didn't want to wait or plan or get credits or get, things to where you can actually invest in an asset. Now that asset can buy the thing that you want, but you're not stuck in the rat race trading time for money, right?
Exactly.
And so, but yeah, it's just crazy on the consumption side of things of what we just everybody just wants stuff,
100%.
just stuff.
And some of the times, like when I review the analysis, or we get started, more to say, when the client gets started, I do a financial report. So I look into what subscriptions you have open, and they have Amazon, they have Netflix, they have, and we add them up, and it's like $230, $300. I'm like, that's your payment to get started with your credit. Cancel all this, do the sacrifice, cancel everything. Eventually you can get back, but you don't need to pay subscription. You can't afford anymore. Like, that's it.
Just run through the commercial, guys. It's fine.
They got us on this cable shit, by the way. Cut the cord, because now cutting the cord costs more than having the cord.
Yeah.
And you had all the channels anyways. You had all the sports. You had the movie stuff. But now it costs even more just to have all the subscriptions. It's crazy.
And that's where we're on a mission, just kind of shift the mindset, and we're on a mission. Like, we're on a very heavy mission, and we're just have to like you guys, and at the end, the best outcome, it's them realizing and just shifting their mindset, and then they become homeowners, and then from there, they start reinvesting. And I mean, that's where the domino effect. Yeah, that's where it all starts. Just that one step in getting your finances, and that's why I always get my clients, like, they're like, well, I want to become a homeowner, and I'm like, how are you going to pay your mortgage?
Yeah.
How are you going to pay your mortgage? Like, seriously, how are you going to pay? Well, okay, let's look into that first, and then we'll get you there, because mortgage is not going to come for free.
Dang.
You have to pay it.
I know.
And it's not like a $1,000 payment, my friends. Like,
not anymore.
Not anymore. It's we know it's up there. So that's just getting your finances right, and that's where it all starts.
Yeah, it's definitely something. I mean, we're definitely going to come to you. I know I am, for a credit consultation, because
yes,
Uncle Sam, get off my back. I'm kidding, guys. I do pay taxes.
You're like, just kidding.
Just kidding.
Kidding, not kidding.
The student plan.
No, yeah. And you know what? Even for someone that has good credit, like, we get a lot of those too. Like, I have good credit, but how can I, and I love talking to people like that, because I'm like, man, they really want to learn, like, not out of need, but like, how can I maximize my credit? Like, how can I maximize what I have? Like, perhaps maybe establishing a new relationship with the new bank. Yeah. Maybe they want to get their children a new car. How can I get the best rate? Like, just being knowledgeable and resourceful, not just for ourselves, but for those that come after us, our children, our nieces, our parents, like, it's our duty to be knowledgeable. Like, we have to, I
have another question that just came to mind. Does it help, like, let's say for someone, if their credit's bad, because I hear this all the time too, like, oh, I'll add you to my line of credit to help. Does that help from someone else who has good credit, not get someone with a mess of credit?
Absolutely.
To add to their credit?
Absolutely.
Like, how much of a difference does that make?
So we deal, these are trade lines, authorized user accounts. Right. So it just depends what the credit file looks like from for the consumer. Okay. Yeah. So for example, if your credit is just top notch, maxed out, you're using every single dollar available in your credit cards. You have a history of late payments. You have all the possibilities of like credit repair or bad credit. You can add yourself, or a family member can add you, but it's not going to do much. It might potentially maybe give you a 10, 15 point increase. And you have to ensure that that account that you're being added to has zero delinquent history.
Because that can mess
up your
You got to pick a good horse.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Very good one.
I'll hear that every now and then, especially with, as realtors, buyers, like you'll hear, oh, just have them add you so they can boost you up in a month or two. And it's like, well, you got to pick.
You have to understand first the credit file, because that's not going to do much if the credit file is just not a good file.
Yeah, it's brand new or
and then if you are going to be added, make sure that obviously it makes sense. Like it makes sense. I have one of my lenders. He actually assisted one of his clients. I'm not going to mention names because I'm gonna be nice. But one of the lenders added. He was doing his. He was trying to help the client, but he added, I guess, one of the children's, the buyer's children's. They were trying to prep like his credit file. He added him, but his age was 18 years. He was barely 18 years old, and he added him on a 10-year histoy. So you're telling me he started building credit when he was 8? Like, it makes no sense. So the account or the underwriting flagged them. So you have to be very careful with the aging.
So what you're saying is consult with a credit professional before you go and add. That's what we're saying.
What I'm saying.
Yeah.
Where can we find you? Can you tell everybody?
Well, hold on. I got another question.
Another question. Sorry, my bad.
So I have this company that they said, so what they offer is, so if you're a renter, they'll send your landlord a thing, whatever, they confirm that you've been paying for how long and you've been paying on time, and then that will reflect on your credit report.
Yes.
Is that something that's real?
That's an excellent question, because we actually have a code with a very reputable partner.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
So they report the rent. Yes. And the only thing they do is they obviously confirm with the landlord, and it can report up to 2 years of credit history. So that history,
it was 1 year. I don't know.
They can do up to 2 years. Obviously, there's different plans, but I know they can do up to 2 years. And then now the utilities.
Really?
So you can report payment history with utilities.
So I think I talked to a lender, though. He was saying that, like, on the side of like having it help you with your mortgage, like qualifying for that, he said it doesn't really help with it.
On the renters? Is that what you
For the
mean?
renters,
So I know there's different programs, and this is based on my experience with different lenders. I know that depending on the program, I'm not too sure. I mean, I'm not a lender or a realtor, but I know that there's specific programs. Like, I don't know, like for the grants, or there's just different programs that don't run the utilities. They don't run they don't count them. The renters, all of that. But I know some of them do.
Okay.
Same with the trade lines.
So it can't hurt.
Yeah. So it just depends. And usually this is a conversation, like if we get a referral from a lender, I'm like, okay, what program are you using? What are you trying to do? What score do you need? Oh, I need a 640. Okay. Just because there's different underwriting, I know that takes in place. I don't know much of it. I'm not licensed for that. But yeah, it just depends on that. But it can boost the score as well. So it just depends. And this is all FICO too. The Vantage, Credit Karma, like, please, I get it, Credit Karma, but Credit Karma doesn't do much. Like, just makes your numbers look pretty. But the real FICO, the real structure, it's the FICO. That's what's going to get you to pre-qualify, the FICO 8, FICO 2, score. There's just so many industrial scores. Yeah.
So another question just popped in my head.
There we go.
I know, it's coming. So when you hear someone say, hey, let's run your credit score or soft pull, what does that mean, soft pull versus for FICO? Like,
so we actually do a soft pull, which doesn't add inquiries onto your credit. This is very important, because if you run your credit, keep in mind, one inquiry is not one inquiry. It's 3 if it's being reported to all 3 major credit bureaus. Same with the collection. It's not one collection. If it's being reported to all 3 credit bureaus, it's 3 collections. So it adds up. We actually offer a soft pull with the FICO. So we don't do a hard inquiry. And this is for every single client or consult. It's a soft pull. So it will not reflect as if we checked your credit, and we can obviously release the reports to you as well. You get a copy.
So how often would you say before it hits like points or anything like that when you run a credit? What is that timeline? Like 60 days, 90 days?
Until it reports? Oh, it can be instant that day.
Instant? Okay.
Yeah, like as soon, like yesterday that I applied for the business credit card, like instantly I received an inquiry alert to my Experian and my one of my banks. So it's instant, yeah. And FYI, only run your credit 2 to 4 times every 2 years.
Every 2 years.
Every 2 years. That's what I tell my clients. Okay. Be very strategic. Don't just, if you go shopping to Old Navy or Target, ma'am, you're gonna save $10 if you apply for a credit card. Don't do it. Don't do it. Be very intentional and very strategic. Like, you don't need it. You don't need another, charge card. So every time,
I was all excited when I was in high school. I got Nordstrom's. I was like, yeah, run that credit. Nordstrom's was
that probably turned out bad.
All evil. Yeah, back for sure.
And you get that $10 discount, $20 discount.
My credit limit was pretty damn good. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go shopping.
Yeah, I see a lot of Nordstrom delinquent accounts.
I know. I was like,
I gave
all
Nordstrom.
of those store accounts away. Like after I learned that hard lesson.
Yeah.
In my early 20s, and after that, I'm like, nah, no more shop.
Yeah.
Card lines or trade lines or anything.
There's so much. I mean, so much. Charge cards, credit mix. Yeah. You have to make sure that your credit mix is very well rounded. Unsecured loans. Credit cards, mortgage. You have to make sure that's one big important part of your credit, making sure that the credit mix is exceptional. I mean, there's so much, and that's what we do crazy. In the consult. Yeah. Like literally, like it's a little, little one-on-one mentorship that we educate the client.
You should put a class together and just.
I actually am.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
Tell us.
I'm spilling the tea. So now that we have our office, we actually want to host once a month, exclusively for agents, lenders, consumers. It's a one-time you come, and it's like a short mentorship, like, you're maybe 2 to 3 hour, maybe 2, I don't know. I'm still trying to finalize that, but you're going to come and you're going to walk out of there like knowing your stuff, like awesome. What we're sharing here, and we're going to break it down. So obviously we can answer any questions and you fully understand, like, what's going on with your credit. Yeah. And just for personal use, like I tell my agents, if you're an agent, you need to at least be resourceful, or at least, I'm here for you 100%. Send them my way. But the beauty of, imagine you being an agent and you know exactly how to educate the client even before you send them your way. Now you're trustworthy, you're reliable, even if it has nothing to do with your field. That client is going to come back to you because, like, damn, like she knows her stuff.
Yeah,
she knows her stuff. She's knowledgeable. She's smart. She's resourceful. I want to do my transaction with her. And that's what's going to set you apart from any other agent that just like, let me run your credit. Cool. Here's your TV. Here's your closing gifts. Like, it's more than that. It's truly being passionate about what you do.
Yeah. So what she was going to ask you earlier, where do they find you?
Oh my gosh. So our office is in Downey. I don't know if we're going to link like our info. And then on Instagram, agm.solutions, and my personal Instagram, Miss MISSCEO 3_. Ooh. Right here. But yeah, guys, we're happy to welcome you in our new office. Let's break it down for you, and let's get you pre-qualified. Let's get you into your dream car, whatever it is. Dream car, dream house, dream car, whatever it is. We're here to support you. Thank you guys for having me here. Absolutely. It is an honor. I'm just so excited, and I'm hopeful I was able to drop a few nice gems for you guys.
I learned a lot to do.
I did.
All right.
I'm sure you did with your business.
Let's go shopping after this.
Yeah, let's do it.
Absolutely. So you guys, once again, subscribe to our YouTube channel on the Mainpod. We will be back another time in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
For our 31st podcast. We have a great special guest for that one too. So you do want to stick around for that. Once again, thank you so much for being on the Mainpod, and we are definitely going to have you on here again, because I definitely want to hear more. And continued education is always great.
Yeah.
Well, we'll go for our consultations,
yes.
and then we can get started, and then we can come back with progress reports and how it went, and all the credit that we have.
I love that. we're here. We're here to
Yes,
support
and then
you.
you'll let us know when you are going to have these classes.
Yes,
that we
yes.
can
So I
educate
do-
our community.
yeah,
it's very important.
Yeah, so we do want to get started before the year ends. So we'll keep you guys in the loop. Follow me on my on my socials, and then we'll give you guys updates on that.
Perfect. Don't forget to follow us on the Mainpod, also on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, also the Mainpod. So we will see you soon. Bye.
Bye.